Thanks to the box office success of Uncharted, we're starting to see an influx of video game franchises being adapted for films and TV shows. For racing game fans, Gran Turismo is heading to the big screen in an upcoming film directed by Neil Blomkamp and inspired by the GT Academy, and now we're getting a new TV show based on the Asphalt series that is also in development. Whereas the Gran Turismo film will be scripted, the Asphalt TV show will be a non-scripted reality competition, suggesting they will be using the show to scout for fresh racing talent. Now, seeing a show like this coming soon makes for an interesting question. I'm Mark from RacingGames, and today I'm here to ask, should RacingGames be used to help scout out the next racing generation? The Asphalt TV show will see gamers compete to earn a spot on the track. Finalists in the competition will then move into the Asphalt House and face driving challenges at the Asphalt Driving Academy. In the finals, drivers will race each other and surprise guests, with the last driver standing winning the prize. The winner will earn the title of Asphalt Legend, but it's not clear what the prize will be. The competition sounds like the GT Academy, but it remains to be seen if the winner will get to transition into real-life racing like previous GT Academy winners who have gone on to race at Le Mans. This is where we get thinking. The London E-Prix last month played host to the finals of Formula E Accelerate, an esports event where the winner gets the chance to drive a real Formula E car in pre-season testing. This is a potential route into professional racing, and it won't be the first time an esports driver has made the switch to real-life racing. Cem Bolok-Bassi now drives in Formula 2 after starting out in esports, and James Baldwin regularly swaps the virtual cockpit for the real thing. With motorsport becoming more and more expensive for newcomers, giving young talent the chance to stake a claim through esports could be the perfect opportunity to bring through the next generation of racers. Or could it? Before we move on, have you subscribed to RacingGames yet? Just one click and you're on the RacingGames grid. Oh, and hit that notification bell too so you never miss an upload. Alright, on with the video. Now, there is a genuine claim that racing simulators do help drivers hone their skills. Charles Leclerc has been quoted saying using his simulator has improved his racing skills when out on track. It hasn't improved his team's strategy sadly, but that's another discussion for another day. Max Verstappen is also a keen sim racer, and with him almost nailed on to be a 2-time world champion, it might not be a coincidence that arguably the two best drivers on the grid this year both take part in virtual racing. However, Leclerc and Verstappen do both come from racing backgrounds, with both entering karting at an early age and both growing up around other professional racing drivers. For Leclerc, it was the late Jules Bianchi, whereas Max's father Jos raced for various F1 teams throughout the 90s and noughties. My point here is these guys knew racing before they ever set foot in a proper racing car. They've dedicated their lives to racing, and that's not something that would necessarily be replicated by an esports driver. Just because an esports driver can nail the Ascari chicane in F1 22, that doesn't mean they can nail it in a real F1 car. We haven't even covered the G-forces yet. According to motorsportexplained.com, F1 drivers can experience up to 6 Gs when cornering and braking, and up to 2 Gs when accelerating. This is no joke, and to expect an 18-year-old sim racer to be able to handle these forces just a few months into their racing careers is asking for disaster. Now obviously no one's dropping a youngster with no racing experience into an F1 car, instead they would start in F2 or F3, but even then there would still be a steep learning curve, and that could be dangerous. Fortunately, it has been a long time since we witnessed a fatality in Formula 1. In fact, the tragic loss of Jules Bianchi in 2015 was the last F1 related death. We have had a couple of close calls in recent years, and of course we sadly lost F2's Antoine Hubert in 2019. So is it too dangerous to expect a sim racer to be able to race professionally? Cem Bolok-Bassi did have racing experience before hopping into a sim rig, therefore was more prepared when he first strapped on the racing suit. But if more and more esports or sim racing events offer competitors the chance to win a professional racing contract, should they also ensure these competitors are actually ready to race in an actual car? Formula E Accelerate's prize is to drive a car in testing. and this may end up being the closest many of us will ever get to a racing career, be it from a lack of ability or just due to safety concerns. Being out on track in the crucible of motorsport is a very different scenario to competing for an esports title. Crashing on a rig will ruin your race, but it will never put your life in danger, whereas a crash on track could have huge ramifications. It does sound cool to have an esports tournament where the prize is a racing contract, but without the proper support and training system in place once the winner crosses the finish line, this concept could soon prove to be a non-starter. What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to offer a racing contract as an esports prize, or should sim racers stick to their rigs? Let us know in the comments below. For now though, thanks for watching. I've been Mark from RacingGames, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and now I'm off to break out the popcorn ready for the Asphalt TV show. If it's anything like the reality TV I grew up watching, this is going to get spicy.